今日の曜日、いつ日曜日。Today is Sunday, May 7th, 2023, here in Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco. 46 low, 57 was the highest it got. It's pretty still chillaxing over here today. This is just a quick, whatever happened to the blue dream, NeoCaridina blue shrimp that I had that had the Ellobiopsidae going on. The metal, by the way, Metal Medaka over here. Metal Medaka today is George Harrison. Metal would have never existed without Black Sabbath and the Beatles. Both are, well, one was, the Beatles was super influential for Ozzy Osbourne, and then he then created Black Sabbath, and then Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, and all that stuff. And George Harrison, back on Maui, Nadine's Music back in '87. George Harrison lived in Hana, and he would frequent that music store with his little kid back then. And my friend worked there, so was able to catch a glimpse of him. These are, by the way, these are my OGs. They're all over 3 years of age. They're still doing well. They are in their retirement facility over here. These are the Miyukis, the beautiful, beautiful Taigaiko Miyukis. They are very dear to my heart. With all these other variations of Medakas coming, I still kind of gravitate back to the Miyukis. You know, they were one of the first. They call it the Kairyō Medaka. Kairyō Medaka in Japanese means it's these Medakas that have been bred and bred and bred to create this look from a standard like darkish brownish looking to this. It's pretty amazing, right? So in a way, the godfathers, grandmothers, godmothers of this whole Medaka. But yeah, same thing. Godfather of music, rock, and metal, George Harrison. So back to my NeoCaridina. So it's been about 5 weeks. And this is how this boy looks like. Let me just take a real quick sip. The best beer of the day is the beer that I am having with all you Medaka heads out there. So yes, I did go to Nick's and the usual fun and games, I call it, but kanpai chinchin chayo. Maybe I had a little bit too many brewskis today, but all right, hopefully this is focusing in. So Ellobiopsidae, I guess it never goes away. So what I did, I'll put a link to the original video that I uploaded on YouTube of what it looks like. It's like green, they call it like green fungus, where you have this like actually cool looking green neo-fluorescent thing growing on their underbelly, and it kills them. So I went on the internet, on YouTube, and they're just saying to do the salt treatment. So what I have done is I did 5 treatments. So the video that I took shows that I removed this boy and put him in a container, which is this right here. It's a 2-liter jar, basically, just plain water, and right over here I just have subswassertang. I love subswassertang, if I can pronounce it, and all that stuff. But so he's been living over here. So what I did is a salt treatment. So every other day for let me see, 5 treatments, what you do is you net him up, and then you dip him in salt treatment. So basically it's just water, and you put like a tablespoon of salt, and you leave them or him in there for about 4 minutes, and then you scoop them out and you put them back in the regular water. So I did that for 5 treatments, which is about 10 days, right? Every other day. You don't want to do it every day because it apparently like shocks them. And that green fungus that was growing really disappeared. It disappeared, and then I did read on the internet that it never really goes away. It'll probably flare back and come back and all that stuff. So keep them separated, offspring style. Just keep them separated now. And so it's been, 5 weeks now after the treatment. I still have him separated, and he lives in this 2-liter jar. It's basically, it looks like this, obviously indoors, and I just have a air stone in there added to this, and I just don't know enough. Like, I would like to bring him back into the community, but I think a lot of the forums that I read, it's like once they have the Ellobiopsidae, am I pronouncing it right? I don't know. Ellobiopsidae, it never really goes away. It's just like kind of dormant. And the problem with that Ellobiopsidae, it spreads. So I read that it is wise not to mix a boy or girl that once has the Ellobiopsidae back into the community, because it'll eventually spread. So the question that I have is like, I just don't know enough about shrimps, and it's like, based on your experience, like, can you tell me what I could do? Like, I would like for this boy to go back to the community, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't spread in the long run. So he's going to be quarantined, I guess, still for now. But if somebody tells me that, yeah, it's all good to bring him back into the habitat with all the rest of the buddies, I would love to do that. So I guess today is kind of like, can I ask you a question? I just don't know enough about shrimps at all. And he looks super healthy now. And I don't see any of the green fungus growing anymore. So I would love for him to be able to go back and swim with the pack, per se. Take a real quick sip. So all you Medaka heads out there, Medaka and friends, right? So if you have any experience with shrimps and with Ellobiopsidae, I would really appreciate the feedback, because I do want to home him back with all his buddies and friends and kids and parents and all that. So, all right, so this would not be a MedakaMetal without Medaka. So save the best for last, I guess. So today I figure I would, so this one, I didn't do a great job at taking the top view yesterday. Again, because it is in a white-based container, you're not going to see a lot of the lame. The lame is the sparkle that you see. The lame is created by, again, Medaka is a 4 shikiso. Shikiso is a color pigmentations. Black, white, yellow, and the rainbow. The black and yellow, right, overlapping creates this orange looking hue. They don't have red. They can never become red just because they don't have that red pigment. But you get dark oranges based on the combination of the black and the yellow shikiso that they have. All right, so the glitter, the lame, what is lame anyways? Lame. It's a French term for silver, gold, woven kind of material. And I guess that's where they got the term lame from. It's kind of silverish gold, right? It has that glitter. So it's a French term. I brought this guy up because color-wise, okay. The lame is not. The lame should be all over his body, which this one is not. But if you look at the vertebrae, the spine, and if you look at his face, the mouth, it's deformed. If you could look at his face, the mouth, do you know what a spoonhead is? Basically, spoonhead is like an arowana, right? Arowanas have that mouth that kind of curves up. And look at this one over here. It's curving up. Spoonhead. It's not desirable for medakas. And you see that the mouth spooning up, right? Instead of having that vertical straight line from the head to the tip of their mouth. And then now if you could focus on the vertebrae, the back. I gotta wait till this guy settle. Oh, you can see it right there, right? From that little hump, the vertebrae doesn't go straight to the tail, end of the tail. See that little hump? So you would not want to use her, this is a her, as a future female. She looks pretty, no, the coloration is okay. But if you look at the little hump that you see on the spine, she's not like an ideal future mom, per se. So for her, she has the back, the hump, and she has a spoon face, spoon head thing going on. What did I do right now? I don't know. Alright, I accidentally hit a button. So if you put her in a black base container, let's see. Alright. I'm telling you, based on the color of the container, it's a different story when it comes to, see now, coloration wise, she looks completely different, right? With the black background, the black bottom. Now you see more of the lame on her back. It's not full. When you want to see a Yozakura, which this is, with tons of lame, you'll see the lame on the side as well, not just on the top. So you could already see on the top, it's not filled with lame, right? At the size, she or he should have full. Eyes are clear, but you could see how the face, right? You have the spoon head, spoon mouth, and again, it's hard to see the spine in a black container, right? It was easier to see in a white one. So again, that's why it's really important to kind of observe them in different color containers, so you get a better understanding of them. So yeah, there's some free music going on in the background, which is awesome, and all that. But you know, I mean, she is a beauty, but just that you do not want to use them if they have these certain deformities, right? So, okay, back to the Ellobiopsidae. Hopefully you'll remember that term, Ellobiopsidae. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the term correctly, but Ellobiopsidae. So, at least visually, this boy doesn't have it anymore. Just don't know if I can introduce him. Sorry, I need a beer, man. Real quick sip. Oh, I think the ice cream man is back, but I just don't know if I should reintroduce him back with the crowd and have him live. But like, just look in the tail. Like, I don't know enough about shrimps, but it's pretty beautiful how the blue has developed and all that. And the last thing I want to do is keep them confined in a little area. So if you do have any, if you have knowledge about it, please comment down below and tell me what I should do, and I will follow your directions. But look at that fan colored tail. That's pretty. It's pretty, you know. So I think he's kind of freaked out because he's outside with the sun. Usually he's just indoors with my aquariums and all that stuff. So, all right. So 16 minutes. I didn't realize that I was talking for so long, but enough of me. And MedakaMetal is where I can be reached. DM me on Instagram, and yeah, if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. We'll be doing more Medaka stuff. Hopefully I could be getting more Medakas from Japan and sharing all that with all you Medaka heads out there. So we'll do it again next time. Next week. Kanpai chin chin chayo. Oh, bye. All right. We'll do it again next time. Outs.